All right, good morning. Good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, citizens of YouTube. This is Pastor Dowell. I'm going to make this video right here simply because these are the inquiries or the requirements or inquiries that I have of people. And for some reason or another, people are interested in the way society is going and the agenda that society is trying to push and the way we should be functioning as a people. Now, I'm going to be the first to tell you that if you want the normal family unit, if you want what we would call your traditional family unit, you're going to have to actually get away from the perspectives and ideals and ideologies and theologies of society. And I hate to say this, but I'm just going to go ahead and be blunt and say it as well. You're even going to have to get away from the perspectives of the churches, because the churches are quickly capitulating. They are quickly acquiescing to the norms of society, which has no morality whatsoever at all. If you don't want your children to grow up in a confused state concerning, what they are, or you don't need the influence of all these different acronyms out there trying to vie for the attention and the minds of your children. I myself personally would recommend that you make the sacrifice and downsize your lifestyle and live within your means of one paycheck in order to be able to instill good, true, sound values into your children. Because following the ways of this world, this secular world, and doing what society does will have your children mentally deranged and messed up in the end. This subject today is about, I'm trying to figure out how to title it. I'll just go ahead and say it like this. The subject of the day is like this. A mother or a woman cannot raise a man. We understand that little boys, they have a time of nurturing where they are under the influence and under the care and tutelage of the mother. Now, I'm just speaking hypothetical, suggestive situations right now. When these children, especially young men, young boys, young males, if people are not confused, because with the effeminate agenda and everything else that is going on, they're trying to do everything they can to make literally effeminized men today. They cannot do what our young men are doing. For instance, by and large, you don't see a woman out here building, laying blocks, running heavy equipment, doing dozers, backhoes, teaching them the trades and arts of heavy lifting and hard work, because the woman's role is to nurture. The woman's role is to be the first line teacher of these children. And the woman's role is the role to be able to teach, especially the younger daughters, the love of the father. Because anytime a woman refuses to teach their daughters the love of their father, they're going to have troubles and issues when they get older in their life. And if you don't believe me, look how messed up and screwed up our society is right now. And also the respect of the father. The respect of the father, because him as the defender, the provider, and the one who is the head and the leader. I understand that we have many different paradigm shifts, many different alternatives, opinions, philosophies, theology, ideologies in this world that we live in now. I'm talking about a sane, rational people who believe in the old paths, the old values, and the old ways, and are not trying to go to what the Bible has already warned us about and what would happen inside of a fallen society and a fallen world. A woman simply just cannot teach a boy how to be a man. Can't do it. It's not in her DNA. She just simply can't do it. And before long, if we continue to keep going the way we're going in this American society, what both men and women are going to be throwing bras at the women. Now, call me whatever name, superlatives, or whatever you want, but I am making points here. And I'm trying to make points to stimulate thought. Think about this for a second. By the time a young man gets 12 years old, at least 13, he should have left from out under the tutelage of the woman, and the woman should be directing that young man to the man. And from that time forth, the young men shouldn't be going to their mothers for counsel, going to their mothers about life and everything is going. They should be going to the fathers. And people say, well, in this society we have a lot of broken homes, Pastor Dowell, and people just don't simply do that no more because of the broken homes and all the people that are left without fathers. Well, that's where communities come into play. That's where a cohesive unit come into play. That's where when you find people of like mind, like precious faith and everything, that they can actually pour into the young males. Because out here we have people come all the time. They come to Straightway and stuff, and we have a lot of single mothers in the ministry to where their young boys are not without male influence in their life, not without leadership. A woman just simply cannot teach a man the skills, the values, what he needs. A woman, if she has great influence over the man, would teach her feminine values and feminine ways. And he would never grow up to be what you'll call a man. Now, don't get me wrong. There are a few people that actually trump that paradigm. But you know what's disturbing to me? What's disturbing to me is that, let's say, if you look at a lot of the professional people in the world, if they make it to the Hall of Fame, if they make it to whatever it is, they always give all the accolades to the mother. Nobody ever talks about the father. Mama did this, mama did that. And don't get me wrong, some mothers had to be forced to do that because there were no fathers. And many times you're not being told the reason why mom is alone is because she ran off that man. She kept doing this, and that man couldn't take it no more, and he wasn't going to take it anymore. Because the Bible says it's better for a man to dwell on the top of that roof than in the house with a contentious woman. And society don't point towards that way. And as soon as the woman starts speaking, everybody gets sensitive towards her feelings and emotions, and you don't never really truly get to hear both sides of the story. And a woman really truly don't want you to know both sides of the story if she is a wicked woman. If she's a just woman, a pure woman, a kind woman, she will always point that man, that young boy, to a man. She will want him around men, knowing that one day this man would have to lead a family himself, especially if he's not confused like his society tries to put upon men today. But, you know, we have to be able to pour into this world, because if not, there won't be a heterosexual society going, especially the way we see things going today. It's going to be a mess, and it already is a mess. People just simply don't know who they are, what they are, and they're literally confused today. We're stopping all of the confusion, hook, line, and sinker. So when you look behind me, you see men teaching young boys, young men, how to be men. And that's the only way they're going to learn how to, because the men who have been men have experience in life, and they have been there and done that. And that's what they need. Just like a man cannot teach a young girl how to be a woman. That has to come from a woman that has feminine traits and spirits in her, good ones, that will not try to rule and dominate and control every aspect of someone's life. Now, I know that I'm speaking, in a way that most people won't understand, but I just thought I'd make this impression upon your mind, because this is what's wrong with the world today. I mean, even in the book, the prophet Samuel, he was out from under the tutelage of his mother at 3 years old. 3 years old. 3 years old. And then given to the priest in order to learn how to be a young man. Isn't that amazing? And it's sad to me that I have to say that the young boys today got to be up under the tutelage of a woman up until 11 and 12 years old. And some of them, even at that, don't even desire to be out from under the tutelage of the mother, because of the spiritual change and shift that's going on in this world. Where are the warriors? Where they're going to come from is going to fight wars. Is it always going to be women? Is that where we're headed today? Because there's a serious role reversal that has gone on in this world. And I don't like it. I don't like what I see, period, point blank. And every time a man stands up because he's full of testosterone and take the lead and take the charge of being a man, not only do you have the systems of this world, but then you got people out there like Anderson Cooper and Don Lemon. When you look at them, you already know what they are. That is what the world is trying to cram down our throat, to try to tell us that is the example of what a man is. Are you serious? Anyway, I think you all get the picture, and I think I've answered that question. And mind you, I was able to even keep this video clean in order to get the understanding and the comprehension over. I hope y'all have a wonderful day, but because we're men, we're getting ready to get out here and get back to work and not make excuses for it. And let me say this, any man that tries to shirk his responsibility of working with his own hands, see those calluses on those hands right there? If any man shirks that responsibility of trying to do that, then he's not a man. He's some type of effeminate, demonic creature.